There are so many different monologues and stories that we create and we tell ourselves. And those stories and monologues become beliefs, which build up our belief system as human beings. Now, if you could change up the monologue, if you could change up the story and become more of a radical thinker. Now, when you hear the word radical, knowing what the word radical actually means is super important. And what radical means, like the definition of radical, is relating to the affecting of the fundamental nature of change. Think about that. Relating. So, for today, I'm going to give you a goal, and it's to change up your story. Try to see whatever it is, whatever you're in, whatever you feel like is just like honing in on you or taking over in stress. Step outside your body and look at it from a different perception. Because the more you widen your lens, the more you'll be able to grow and work on you. If you keep staying stuck in a mindset of you're going around and around and around on the carousel, it's never going to change. Ever. You're going to continue on this life of carousel. And things are going to continue to happen to you because you're asking for that like energy, that like universal energy to match. So, switch up the monologue. Change your story. Because that's exactly what it is. It's your story. It's not necessarily your reality. It's your story of, well, I have this and I have that and I have this stress and I have that. Guess what? So does everybody else. You're no more special than the person in the grocery store line. You have no idea what's going on in other people's lives. But when you raise your vibes and you choose joy, even in your darkest hours, you change your story. And no one has control over changing their story but you. No one else is going to give you happiness. It's not going to fall out of the sky. Joy isn't just going to be like, I wake up one day and it's like, oh my God, I'm so full of joy. Your circumstances, where you're at in life, whether you're stuck in a job you're not loving, or you're starting a new one, or you're in a relationship where you're unsure, or we have kids that are going in 12 different directions and it's crazy, and you have kids that deal with medical issues like myself, and you have kids that are going through other things. Like every stage of having children comes with more stuff. Every stage has a justified, rite of passage for the parents and for the children, whether you're a parent or not. So my advice to you today is to sit down, jot down your story, and think about, wow, I'm really leaning into this too much, and how can I step away and stop talking about how stressed out I am and start talking about how grateful I am. How grateful I am for this life that I have, for these stories and these paths I've walked, for the trials and triumphs. Because you wouldn't be who you are today if you didn't have the opportunity to experience them. And all experiences are viewed, good or bad, determining upon your silver lining. There is a silver lining in every story, in every journey. Whether it's a birth or a death, whether it is a crisis or a broken leg or something that happens, how you react to it and how you judge yourself and others, you really ought to take a look at that. Because we're here to enjoy life. We're here to enjoy all the moments. Even the crappy ones, I promise. It's all worth it. But if we're so worried about the future and worried about this one and worried about that one and worry is just going to give you an ulcer in your stomach and you're still on the same monologue, you're still on the same story, you're still on the same stress, nothing's changed. So if you truly want to grow through everything that you go through, you need to put a big, huge stop as to where you are right now, this second, and jot some things down and look at it and recognize your story.